Hi there, thank you so much for joining me today. This is another update in my 10 by Fall project pan, and I didn't do nearly as well as I did my first month. I've been looking at past project pans and there's definitely a pattern for me. My first update is always very strong. I start really strong and then my second month isn't as good for some reason, and so I really kick it into gear for my final month because most of my project pans are usually only 3 months. This is my second update. My numbers aren't as good as the first update, but hopefully that'll be enough motivation for me to kick it into gear and really have really good stuff to show you in my finale. Because I am traveling for 5 weeks out of the project, I think what I'm gonna do is, instead of ending the project on the first day of fall, which here in the US is September 23rd, maybe I will push it back another month and have it end towards the end of October instead, so that I do get a full 3 months to work on these products. A lot of these products I'm not taking with me on my travels because I want to travel light and I want to have a very minimal makeup routine that I'm bringing with me. But I still want to give them a fair chance and work on them for the entirety of a project pan. So I think I'll push my finale to the end of October instead of the end of September. Anyway, let's start talking about these products. The first one I want to talk about is from Cover FX. It's the Custom Blot Drops. I use this as an oil control primer, and in my last update I was right at the V in Cover FX, and now I am right at the bottom of the little droplet on the packaging. I think this works well in conjunction with a good face powder and a good setting spray. I'm not the most oily person, even in the summertime, so adding this only adds a minimal amount of difference. If I just use a regular powder and setting spray, I can usually keep my oils at bay for most of the day. I am very glad to have played with it more just to see what it can do. I honestly don't think it's worth the $42 price tag, but I only have a little bit left. I go through probably an inch of product every month, so as long as I really make an effort to use this every day whenever I'm wearing foundation, I will definitely have this done by the finale. I have a color corrector here. This is from BareMinerals. It's the Correcting Concealer in Broad Spectrum SPF 20. I'm in the shade Light 1. I have made quite a bit of progress on this. It's getting to the point where all the product is on the outer edges, and it's more difficult for me to just use my finger pads to get product to put on my under eyes, so I have been scraping a teeny tiny amount with the back of my fingernail and using that under my eyes. I think this is good. I have a drugstore color corrector that I like better than this that I think lasts longer, so even though this is no problem using it up, it's definitely not something that I'm gonna buy again. I do think I could have this finished by the end of the project. If I don't, I'll at least be incredibly close. The next product I want to talk about is a highlighter. It's from Wet n Wild. It's the Blossom Glow shade, and I'm expanding the pan on this quite a bit. You're starting to see more of the waffle pattern on the bottom. I use the Morphe M438 brush, which is an elongated brush, a little bit fluffy, and I kind of just go along the entirety of the highlighter. So I'm scraping off the top layer. I'm not really focusing on one spot specifically. So even though there isn't a ton of noticeable progress in one spot, I do think I'm showing a lot of progress with how much I'm wearing down the design around the pan. I've been using this a lot more than the other highlighter in my project pan, so there's definitely more progress showing on this one than on the other one, but that's fine. I was focusing on this one because I wanted to get really close to finishing it. I don't think it'll be done necessarily by the end of the project, which was my original goal. I just think I was a little bit too ambitious, but I think I can get very close, and if I keep using it regularly, this can definitely be done by the end of the year. My other highlighter that I mentioned is from the Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow Duo, and I'm just focusing on the highlighter. My goal is to hit pan on this, and I do think I'm actually very, very close. I'm pretty far down in the pan. I don't use it as often as the Wet n Wild one. I'm just really loving pinky highlighters right now, but I am wearing it today, and I just really do like that shade. I think it's a really pretty gold for pale skin, and I will try my best to focus on this a little bit more for the next couple of weeks so I can have a pan to show you in my finale. I have a concealer from Jouer. It's the Essential High Coverage Liquid Concealer. I'm the shade Creme Cafe. I've been using this every day as my under eye concealer, and I've been using it what I feel like is at the same pace as the first month, but I have used up slightly less product than I did last month. Still making progress. I don't know how much is left in here. You can't really see anything in the packaging. It's like a frosted packaging. I can see a couple holes where I scrape at the sides, but I'm not really seeing it being like empty by any means. When I remove the wand, there's still plenty of product on it, so I don't see myself needing to take out the stopper anytime soon. Even though taking the stopper out of concealers can be messy sometimes, I think I'm still gonna do it because this is a more expensive concealer and I really do want to get everything I can out of it. The stopper looks like it's going to be kind of difficult to get out though, so I'm not looking forward to doing that. If anyone's taken the stopper out of the Jouer Concealer, let me know how it went and what kind of tools you used to make it happen. So if I can get the stopper out, I will. I just probably won't do that anytime soon because I think this has still got a lot of product left in it. For my Stila Glitter and Glow, this is in the shade Sea Siren. Even though I haven't used up a large amount of grams of product, it is something that I reach for pretty often, at least a couple times this past month, which is more than I was reaching for it originally. It is starting to dry up. There is less product on the wand. What I'm going to do is I'm going to store it upside down so maybe the product will come a little bit closer to where the wand is, because it looks like all of it has settled to the bottom even though I store it sideways. And then maybe I'll put some saline solution in it to get some more use out of it and so it doesn't feel as dry. And when I absolutely have to, I will take the stopper out, because I know once you take the stopper out, it really starts to dry out very quickly. So I am trying to get as much use out of this as I can. I don't want it to dry up. I don't want to finish it right away. If anyone knows a way to kind of elongate the use of this before it dries up or goes bad, please let me know. I could really use all the help I can get, but I'm going to try to store it upside down and see what happens that way. I've got two liner products. The first one is a lip liner. This is from NYX. It's in the Slide On Glide On formula in the shade Bedrose. It's a really pretty pink shade, definitely not a nude. It's more of a true pink on my lips. I like the formula of this. I wear this all over my lips and then I put a balm on top of it, or I'll use it to line my lips and then put Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk on top. I do like it. I reached for it quite a few times this past month, but I guess I just didn't have to sharpen it as often, so I didn't make as much progress as I did in the first month. Still glad that I'm pulling for this more and I'm actually getting some use out of it. I tend to forget about my lip liners. I definitely don't think it'll be done by the end of the project. I'm just glad to be making some progress. The next liner product I have is from Milani. It's the Stay Put Waterproof Liner in the shade Hooked on Espresso. This one I've definitely made a lot more progress on. I do use it pretty much every day, especially since I ran out of my Marc Jacobs highliner. That's my favorite one. I like the formula of that. It's really waterproof. It stays in the waterline, etc. But I ran out of it and I haven't purchased it again because I do want to focus on this. As a result, I've been using it a ton. Once again, haven't made as much progress as last month. I don't know why that is. I feel like a lot of these I just use every day in my routine, so it's odd that I haven't made as much progress the second month. But I'm still very confident that I can have this done by the end of the project. From past experience, whenever I try to use up pencils like this, it seems to stop sharpening like right around here. So I don't have the entire almost 2 inches of product. I think I only have like maybe just over an inch left. I mean, I would be glad if there was more in there. If I don't end up finishing it because there's more in there than I thought, then that's not a bad thing. But if it goes as quickly as other eyeliners I've used up in the past, it could be done by the end of the project. And my last two products are non-makeup products. The first one is the Sol de Janeiro Boom Boom Cream. I only have the tiniest little bit left in the corner. I have been using it regularly. I just don't use a lot every time I use it. In the summertime, I am wearing more shorts and dresses, and I'm showing my legs and arms a lot more. So I do shave my legs more and use this before I put on something to go out. I think it smells really nice. I love using it before bed because it kind of just stays on my pajamas and on my sheets, and it's just a really nice scent. I do like it a lot. I don't go through body creams very quickly, which is why I put it in this project, because I've had it for almost 2 years now, and I would like to use it up and finish it before it goes bad or before the scent changes. Scent hasn't changed yet for me. I think if I keep using it at the pace that I do normally, this will be done by the end of the project. And the very last one is a perfume. This is Calvin Klein's Endless Euphoria. I started at pretty much a full bottle, and now I am definitely under the halfway mark. This is getting to be a wider portion of the bottle, so it will take longer for that line to go down just because there's more product in that portion of the bottle. It's a nice light scent for every day. I can wear it to work without it being too strong. It does smell good for the summertime. I do enjoy it. It's not one of my favorite perfumes out there, but I do like it enough to wear it every day. If this isn't done by the end of the project, I'll at least be very, very close. And those are all the products I have to share with you today. In addition to pushing back the deadline for the finale, I might also add another month. I think a lot of these are going to take just over a month to finish. And if that's the case for most of my products, I'll just add another month. So my next update that will be coming probably towards the end of October, maybe middle to end of October, will either be my finale or it'll be update number 3. right before my finale that'll be in November. It just really depends on the progress I make. I would hate to end a project with a bunch of products that are almost done and only need a couple more weeks worth of progress. Let me know if you would like the idea of adding another update or if you think it would just get kind of repetitive. But in the meantime, that's everything I have. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!